The vast majority of individuals don't have the foggiest idea about the right method for drinking water. Buddhist lessons say, when the well is dry we know the worth of water. Benjamin Franklin. Water, the pith of life, is frequently ignored in its effortlessness, yet the majority of us know nothing about the significant influence it has on our well-being and prosperity today. On the excursion of insight, we're digging into a critical point that the vast majority of individuals neglect the right method. For drinking water, many accept they can hydrate at whatever point and any way they please. However, this couldn't be further from reality. Ill-advised hydration can prompt a fountain of medical problems, from exhaustion and skin issues to serious infirmities like kidney stones and sleep deprivation. In this video, we'll investigate the fundamental job water plays in our body, reveal the perfect sum and timing for drinking it, and uncover the key to boosting its advantages, whether it's hot or then again cool. How you drink water can radically influence everything from your weight to your skin well-being, so remain with us as we unwind the secrets behind this basic yet crucial propensity, guaranteeing you tackle the full force of water for your well-being and satisfaction. Number 1. Water shrewdness. How to drink. Your approach to well-being. Sometime in the distant past there was a master who was an expert in the old practice of IOA. With a long streaming facial hair growth, he headed out to a town to share his insight. He assembled the residents and started to instruct them about well-being, underscoring the significance of following explicit rules to keep up with prosperity. He cautioned that even little slip-ups could prompt extreme well-being issues. The master then shared insignificant knowledge, despite the fact that water may appear to be a straightforward an innocuous component. Legitimate utilization of it could prompt serious, indeed even hazardous illnesses. As the master talked, a young fellow in the crowd stood up and addressed him, saying, "Guru Dev, how should drinking water cause serious medical problems? Water is fundamental for life, and without it we wouldn't endure." The master answered tranquilly, "Making sense of my child, it isn't the water itself that causes disease, but instead the ill-advised manner by which it is consumed. This can prompt various medical problems that you may not even notice at first." Tending to the whole group, the master proceeded with, "Today I will impart to you hardly any basic guidelines about water. In the event that you adhere to these guidelines for only 12 days, you will encounter noteworthy upgrades in your well-being and protect yourself against future ailments." The master proceeded to make sense of the crucial job that water plays in our bodies. Our bodies are made out of 60 to 70% water, which is fundamental for the legitimate working of different organs, counting the kidneys, liver, lungs, and stomach-related framework. Water keeps everything running easily and in particular maintains the existence of our cells. He then, at that point, asked individuals to comprehend the significance of knowing the least and most extreme measures of water they ought to consume every day, and how to perceive indications of drying out in their bodies. He expounded, when your body needs adequate water you will see changes like more obscure pee, more fragile absorption, and dead hanging skin. On the off chance that you don't right your water drinking propensities early on, these side effects could prompt serious ailments sometime down the road. That is the reason it's pivotal to drink a satisfactory measure of water consistently. Now I will let you know how much water you ought to drink and whether it ought to be hot, cold, or at room temperature. The master stressed the meaning of understanding what water contains and the advantages it offers. Water might have no calories, except for it hydrates our bodies, takes out squander, scrubs the skin, helps mind power, helps processing, further develops vision, fortifies bones, and supports the legitimate working of essentially all our organs. That is the reason water is so fundamental. While we can go for quite a long time without tea, we can't endure long without water, since we lose water through pee and breathing. He made sense of that. Our bodies lose around 2 layers of water every day, making it essential to renew this misfortune. How much water an individual requirements relies upon their well-being. Climate, environment, weight, and physical action. Anyway, a run-of-the-mill individual ought to mean to drink around 2 and a couple to 3 layers of water every day, which is around 10 to 12 glasses in more sweltering climate, or for those who work out routinely this sum should be expanded. The master then, at that point, presented a significant inquiry: what occurs if you hydrate than needed? He addressed unreasonable water admission can be unsafe, very much like anything more in overabundance. Drinking in excess of water puts additional stress on the kidneys and can perilously lower sodium levels in the blood. This is intriguing, as a great many people don't hydrate as they ought to. However, issues can emerge when somebody consumes 5 or 6 L of water a day. Presently, we should examine the number of glasses of water you ought to drink at one time and what type of water is best. He advised against the normal misguided judgment that one can hydrate water in any sum at any time. This isn't accurate. The manner in which you drink water matters. It means quite a bit to drink water while plunking down and to taste it gradually. Hold the water in your mouth for a couple of moments, previously gulping. This permits the antacid spit in your mouth to come to your stomach, which kills sharpness. Furthermore, helps your stomach-related power. When we hydrate while standing or then again excessively fast, our kidneys battle to channel it successfully. Furthermore, when water is consumed straightforwardly from a container, all things considered, of a glass, the air caught inside the bottle is too ingested. This air holds back gases that can ultimately prompt joint torment. Along these lines, drinking water is significant while plunking down, and to take it in gradually. In a perfect world, in 4 or 5 tastes, you ought to drink just the sum your body quite, which is commonly only 1 or 1.5 glasses all at once. Drinking excessively water in one go can overpower the kidneys, making the abundance pass through the body as pee without being completely used. The master then made sense of the significance of understanding the suitable temperature of the water we drink, whether hot, cold, or at room temperature. The body should initially change the temperature of any fluid we can consume before it tends to be utilized. When we hydrate, for example, the body needs to exhaust energy to warm it up in the stomach before it tends to be assimilated. This interaction not just squanders energy, yet additionally postpones the body's capacity to utilize the water. Additionally, cold water can solidify the food in the stomach, dialing back assimilation and possibly prompting stoppage. Consequently, it's ideal to hydrate, that is, either at room temperature or somewhat warm water is consumed by the body quickly, which helps in separating food all the more effectively, improving stomach-related power and advancing in general stomach well-being. The master then, at that point, pushed the significance of knowing when to drink water and when to keep away from it, as this is a normal region where individuals commit errors that can prompt well-being issues. Understanding the times when not to hydrate is much more vital than knowing when to drink it. For model, while it's fine to take a taste or two preceding a feast to assist with gulping dry food and forestalling hiccups, it's not prudent to drink a lot of water just previously or subsequent to eating. Drinking in excess of water during or following a feast weakens the stomach-related juices in the stomach, making absorption less productive. Rather, drinking water 30 is better minutes to an hour subsequent to eating, and if you're parched before a dinner, it's ideal to hydrate about an hour prior to hand to try not to impede assimilation. The master additionally exhorted against drinking water just prior to hitting the hay or then again following awakening. While water is exceptionally gainful during the day, drinking a lot around Evening time can be destructive. Around evening time the body's movement levels decline, so the water we drink isn't used as really and is immediately sifted through by the kidneys. This overwhelms the kidneys as well as can likewise upset rest by causing incessant excursions to the washroom. Hence, it's essential to meet the greater part of your hydration needs during the day. When you notice that your pee is clear similar to water, it's an indication that your body has enough water at that point, and you try not to have to drink more in the wake of peeing. Holding up 15 to 20 minutes is it's wise prior to drinking water again to give your kidneys a rest. In any case, drinking water too habitually can prompt consistent pee and issues with controlling your bladder. The master likewise referenced that you ought to try not to hydrate right away in the wake of eating organic products, particularly crude ones like cucumbers and tomatoes. Comparatively, it's not prudent to hydrate following consuming organic products like bananas, watermelons, pomegranates, oranges, grapes, cherries, and others, as this can solidify the food in your stomach, easing back assimilation and perhaps causing a cool. In some people, also drinking water just in the wake of consuming exceptionally hot drinks like tea, espresso, or soup can hurt your teeth and gums. We should talk about the best times to hydrate and when it's most gainful. Similarly, as we wash and clean a plate prior to putting food on it, we ought to likewise purify our stomach each morning prior to eating or drinking anything, and there could be no more excellent method for doing this than with water. Drinking water on an unfilled stomach toward the beginning of the day makes a difference. Flush out the poisons that amass short-term. Envision heading to sleep and afterward polishing off food or drink the following morning without first drinking water. It's like eating off a grimy plate that hasn't been cleaned. That is the reason it's vital to begin your day by drinking a couple of glasses of water on a void stomach and afterwards stand by an hour prior having your most memorable feast. It's moreover essential to keep up with this propensity over the course of the day by drinking water an hour subsequent to eating and again 60 minutes before your next dinner. Around evening time, later supper, it's fitting to hydrate in more modest amounts. As opposed to coming to for water later, consider having a glass of milk following an hour. The proteins in milk give a gradual delivery of energy over the course of the evening, and the amino acids it contains help quiet the mind, advancing a serene rest during the day. Attempt to keep about 60 minutes between each glass of water so that by the day's end you've consumed somewhere in the range of 2 and 3 liters. On the off chance that you regard yourself as out in the sun running or practicing, make certain to hydrate during these exercises as well. Anyway, you ought to never drink a full glass of water at the same time, particularly when your internal heat level is raised, as this can be more hurtful than gainful. Drinking an excess of water as well rapidly, particularly during activity, can additionally lead to issues. Rather, during practice, taking little sips is better. Simply a fourth of a glass or 2 or 3 tastes at the point when you feel parched after your exercise. You can then drink a full glass of water. 60 minutes later you can hydrate. However, consuming limited quantities is significant during physical action. Following this strategy for drinking water assists with tending to different medical problems and guarantees that your stomach-related framework works well. This is especially significant whether you're attempting to acquire or get in shape, since in such a case that your stomach-related framework isn't in great condition, accomplishing your weight objectives turns out to be almost incomprehensible. By taking on this water drinking routine for 12 days, you will notice critical upgrades in your well-being, and the constructive outcomes will be clear to see. Philosophical reflections and illustrations from the story. The account of the master and his showing on water gives significant experiences into how something as basic and fundamental as water can altogether affect our well-being. Furthermore, prosperity. The philosophical reflections furthermore Examples from this story go past the functional counsel of how to drink water. They address care balance. Also, the significance of understanding and regarding the normal cycles of the body. One care in day-to-day rehearses the master's accentuation on how and when to hydrate, fills in as an update to be careful in all parts of our lives. Similarly, as we frequently neglect the significance of something as standard as drinking water, we may likewise disregard the meaning of our day-to-day propensities and schedules. This story urges us to move toward even the most unremarkable exercises with mindfulness and goal, perceiving that little activities can have significant consequences for our general well-being. Furthermore, satisfaction to the Prin rule of balance, the master's recommendation on the sum. Furthermore, timing of water utilization reflects the more extensive rule of equilibrium, a center fundamental in numerous philosophical and profound practices, including Buddhism. Balance is fundamental not simply in how much water we drink, yet altogether everyday issues. Overindulgence or disregard can prompt unevenness, which thusly inflicts any kind of damage. This illustration reminds us to take a stab at moderation and congruity in our activities, considerations, and feelings. 3. Regard for normal regulations. The master's lessons additionally feature the significance of regarding the regular regulations and rhythms of the body. Figuring out the body's requirements and answering them properly is a type of self-confidence, and taking care of oneself. An update. Valid shrewdness lies in conforming to the normal world as opposed to devil forcing our will upon it. For the interconnectedness of activities, the story shows how interconnected our activities are with their results. Drinking water inappropriately could appear to be irrelevant, yet it can lead to a fountain of medical problems. This mirrors the more extensive thought that each activity we take, regardless of how little, adds to the bigger woven artwork of our lives. We should subsequently be conscious of our decisions, realizing that they wave out to influence our well-being connections also. Climate. 5. The worth of straightforwardness. The master's message about water, a straightforward and pervasive component, instructs us that significant insight frequently lies in straightforwardness. It's barely noticeable, the rudiments, looking for complex arrangements. In any case, the groundwork of a sound, and it is based on easy to satisfy life. Predictable rehearses. This story urges us to appreciate and get back to the essentials, figuring out that straightforwardness is much of the time the way to supporting our prosperity. At last, the master's job as an instructor highlights the significance of offering information and insight to other people. Similarly, as the locals profited from the master's bits of knowledge, we also can help other people by passing on the illustrations we've taken. In the demonstration of educating isn't simply about giving data, it's about engaging others to live better, more careful and healthy lifestyles. Basically, the account of the master and water intelligence is a suggestion to live with aim, equilibrium, and regard for the normal request of life. It instructs us that even the easiest practices, when done carefully and with understanding, can lead to significant well-being and other worldly benefits. By taking on these standards, we can improve our actual prosperity and develop a more profound feeling of harmony and amicability in our lives. Thank you for being part of the present video. Before we continue on, I need to offer my thanks for your association locally. Feel free to share your considerations or essentially remark, "I'm learning," on the off chance that you're new, or "I embrace care," in the event that you've been with us for a while. Your commitment keeps us propelled and roused. How about we keep investigating these lessons together? Will we? Number 2, 4 strong organic products to remain youthful, solid, and invigorated. We as a whole want to stay wonderful, sound, and energetic. We try to look great and keep away from diseases anyway in this day and age. Stress and gloom are so common that even at 25 years old individuals show up as though they're 50 at this point. Envision the state of the individuals who are in reality 50 years of age today. I need to share with you the mystery of 4 natural products that can keep you youthful, vigorous, and sound even as you become older. Mother Nature has favored us with gifts that when consumed can forestall quite a large number issues. Sadly, we frequently go to medicine or costly items accessible in the market to keep up with our well-being and youth, yet you will scarcely believe, rather than safeguarding your childhood and well-being, these items could bring more hurt than great by causing different illnesses in your body. That is the reason, in the event that you need to remain young and free from disease, watching this video is critical till the end and offer this important data with your cherished ones on his excursion to spread the insight of Ida and the way to prosperity. A worshipped master thought of himself as passing through a little town. Later, voyaging a significant distance, he chose to take a short reprieve under the shade of a huge tree. His gave followers followed intently behind, generally deferential and anxious to gain from their educator. When the masters settled down, the locals immediately accumulated around him. They bowed and worshipped, perceiving his edification, and shared that they had long known about his shrewdness. Immediately jumping all over this once-in-a-lifetime opportunity, they unassumingly mentioned the master to bestow a portion of his significant information. The master, in the wake of paying attention to the group, grinned and asked, "What is the issue that inconveniences all of you?" An older man from the group ventured forward and said, "Maharaj, I'm just 40 years of age. Yet I feel totally depleted. My legs have lost their strength and I can scarcely walk a short distance. My body is loaded with disc sicknesses. I have looked for therapy from many places, however my well-being has not further developed. My life appears to be long yet. In the event that I go on in this condition, I dread I won't live a lot longer." All at once a young fellow of 25 who looked a lot more established likewise ventured forward. Obviously he also was fatigued. Bowing before the master, he said, "Maharaj, I am just 25 years of age. Yet I appear as though I'm 50. My face is fixed with kinks. What not the energy in my body is depleted. Even the littlest assignment leaves me absolutely depleted. I feel sluggish and come up short on inspiration to do anything, and I'm continuously drained. Kindly furnish us with a straightforward arrangement that doesn't need burning through a lot of cash, however will re-establish our well-being." Hearing the worries of those assembled, the master grinned and said, "I have a solution for every one of your concerns. It is cost successful and won't hurt you." The group enthusiastically asked if it's not too much trouble. "Tell us what it is." The master then, at that point, said, "Today I will discuss specific natural products that everybody, particularly those north of 50, ought to eat. By consuming these natural products day to day, you will stay liberated from medical problems, stay sickness-free, and keep up with your childhood well-being and imperativeness." How about we start with papaya? It is especially helpful for those more than 50. Papaya is a noteworthy spice and a valuable endowment of nature, rich in nutrients, minerals, and fiber. It contains L-ascorbic acid, vitamin N, and numerous other essential components. The explanation it is so significant for us as we age is that it reinforces our stomach-related framework, which normally debilitates after some time. The chemical papain in papaya assumes an urgent part in this process. It supports processing, helping the body assimilate the supplements in food more successfully. Papaya helps in the simple absorption of food and different substances. Besides, papaya is a characteristic wellspring of nutrients A, B, C, and D, as well as phosphorus, potassium, cancer prevention agents, proteins, sugars, and carotene in overflow. Normal utilization of papaya is very valuable for the individuals who experience the ill effects of incessant CS and hacks, as it reinforces the invulnerable framework As you realize our invulnerability will in general debilitate with age, the high satisfied of L-ascorbic acid in papaya quickly supports our resistance. L-ascorbic acid assists your body with battling unfavorably susceptible diseases, which is particularly vital for the older. Moreover, the dryness of the skin that prompts kinks can be countered by the nutrients N and C present in papaya, which assist with keeping your skin normally delightful. To stay away from these sorts of issues even in your later years, you ought to make papaya an ordinary piece of your eating routine. It will assist you with keeping up with your well-being, keep you looking youthful, and safeguard your normal magnificence. The master proceeded to make sense of that. The cell reinforcement lupine tracked down in papaya fundamentally brings down the gamble of malignant growth, also is particularly useful for those going through malignant growth treatment. Papaya is likewise plentiful in vitamin A, which is phenomenal for both your skin and eyes. It keeps the skin sound, young, and sparkling. Moreover, the calcium content in papaya helps in blood arrangement and upholds other fundamental capabilities in the body. Presently, we should investigate a few different natural products. Consider the apple. It's not unexpected said that a healthy lifestyle is better than all the medication in the world, and what's more, there's reality in that, particularly for those more than 50. Apples are loaded with fiber, nutrients, and supplements that are significant for keeping up with, generally speaking, well-being. Eating an apple consistently can help keep your heart solid, as the dissolvable fiber in apples assists with controlling cholesterol levels, which is essential for forestalling coronary illness. As we age, the gamble of coronary illness increments, yet by eating an apple every day you can help safeguard your heart. Apples likewise assume a part in keeping a solid load. As you develop more seasoned, your digestion dials back, making it harder to deal with your weight. However, apples, being low in calories and high in fiber, can assist with this. Eating an apple will leave you feeling stimulated over the course of the day without adding extra calories, assisting you with keeping up with your weight. Also, apples help manage glucose levels. The fiber in apples guarantees a fair sugar level, making it a great decision for processing. Apples are wealthy in supplements. Furthermore, L-ascorbic acid, which helps the body in battling free extremists and can even help in restoring ongoing diseases. Besides, apples contain vitamin D, which is urgent for solid bones, assisting with fortifying your bone structure. For those with diabetes, the high fiber and cell reinforcement content in apples go with them. A superb decision. They're not only really great for making do diabetes, they're likewise advantageous for your skin and hair. The L-ascorbic acid in apples upholds a solid digestion and adds to in general skin and well-being. A little apple offers various benefits, especially for those north of 50. In any case, regardless of whether you're more youthful and need to improve with age, stay young, and keep up with great well-being, you ought to make it a propensity to eat an apple consistently. The third natural product is the raisin, which moreover turns out to be progressively important as you age. Raisins are basically dried grapes, wealthy in iron and cell reinforcements. These small organic products offer critical advantages, particularly later the age of 50. They help fortify your bones, which is significant on the grounds that as we become older, our bones will more often than not become more fragile, expanding the gamble of osteoporosis, making them more delicate. Furthermore, inclined to breaks, raisins are wealthy in boron and calcium, the two of which are crucial for keeping up areas of strength. By including raisins in your everyday eating routine, you can effectively reinforce your bones. In addition, raisins are amazing for your stomach-related framework. The fiber in raisins improves assimilation, keeps you solid, and successfully forestalls blockage. This is especially vital for those more than 50, as the stomach-related framework frequently doesn't work as effectively, prompting obstruction issues. In such cases, raisins can be a successful cure, totally easing clogging issues. Currently, we should examine the lemon. Lemons are loaded with L-ascorbic acid and flavonoid intensifiers, which are fundamental as we age. As we become older, our invulnerable framework normally debilitates, making the L-ascorbic acid in lemons essential for giving our invulnerability a truly necessary help. L-ascorbic acid is a strong specialist against contaminations, and this is especially gainful for those over 50, as the probability of contaminations increments with age, and these contaminations can be more steady and harder to conquer. Another huge benefit of lemons is their capacity to keep you hydrated, while likewise forestalling the arrangement of kidney stones. As we age, the gamble of kidney stones rises, so integrating lemon into your eating routine turns out to be considerably more essential. By polishing off lemon squeeze every day, you guarantee that your body stays hydrated. What's more, diminish the gamble of kidney stones. Lemons are likewise rich in cell reinforcements, which safeguard you from age-related pressure and the harm brought about by free revolutionaries. This implies they help keep your cells solid and dial back the maturing process by tending to the lacks that normally create in the body over the long haul. This is the means by which some individuals start to look more seasoned than their years anyway. In the event that you drink lemon water routinely, it can cause you to seem more youthful by working on your skin and diminishing wrinkles, assisting you with keeping an energetic appearance even as you age. For these reasons, it's vital to incorporate these 4 organic products in your day-to-day diet. Recall, however, to consume accept them in balance, neither an excess of nor as well little. Thusly you'll begin to notice exceptional changes in your, generally speaking, prosperity. Philosophical reflections and examples from the story The Tale of the Master and the Locals fills in as a delicate sign of the significant insight implanted in nature's effortlessness. The 4 natural products, papaya, apple, raisin, and lemon, are not simply simple food varieties in any case, images of equilibrium, regular mending. Furthermore, the interconnectedness of life they feature, how genuine prosperity doesn't require costly cures yet rather a get back to nature and its gifts from a more extensive point of view. The Master's recommendation instructs us that well-being and lifespan are more about concordance with nature and our internal identities than about looking for outside arrangements. The resident's physical illnesses represent the results of disengaging from this regular amicability. The organic products address not just physical sustenance, yet in addition the significance of supporting our soul and keeping up with balance in our lives. In our high-speed world, neglecting the simple is simple, regular arrangements that have been near for hundreds of years. The example here is to reconnect with these immortal practices, to find magnificence and well-being not through counterfeit means, yet through a careful relationship with the world around us. Thank you for going along with us on this illuminating excursion through the basic, however significant, insight of water. Understanding how something as fundamental as drinking water can impact our well-being is a demonstration of the power of care in our regular routines. By it, you're not simply to apply these experiences, making a stride towards better well-being, however likewise embracing a more smart and purposeful approach to everyday life. In the event that this video has motivated you or offered significant information, I empower you to impart it to others, so they too can profit from these ageless lessons. Remember to raise a ruckus around town button as it assists us with keeping on bringing you significant content in the event that you haven't as of now. Please buy into the Buddhism reasoning and click the warning ringer guaranteeing you never pass up our future investigations into the profundities of Buddhist theory and pragmatic life shrewdness. Together, how about we keep on developing, learn and apply these lessons to make an existence of equilibrium, harmony and prosperity. Thank you for being important for our local area, and until next time, may you stay careful, solid and settled.